So it finished Wolves 1, Manchester United 1, and I think a very well earned point by Wolves. We weren't at our best for long periods of the game. I think Manchester United were a lot improved in comparison to this team that we faced twice in the spring. I think they looked fitter, they looked better with Wan-Bissaka as well. I didn't think too much of Maguire or James, but I think that's enough about Manchester United. You can listen to Talk Sport if you want to hear them analysing who should have taken that penalty. But if we come to Wolves, we've seen them a few times at Molineux this season already in the Europa League, but it was the first real proper challenge today up against Manchester United, who I think probably slightly edged the game. I think they had the better of the first half. They had better of long periods of the second half as well. But we dominated that section between half-time and about the hour mark, and we capitalised on that by getting the equaliser that we deserved, I think. Our play in the first half wasn't as fluent as it has been or as it was at points last year. But you have to sort of think that it's the first game back, first league game at home of the season. There must be a few nerves and a bit of tension perhaps amongst the squad. But they dealt with it really well, and they didn't let their heads drop when their goal went in. It was a well-taken goal, I think, by Martial. They broke quite quickly, and perhaps Cody and Bennett, I think that's where most of Man United's chances came from. It's where the penalty came from as well. It was down that channel between Cody and Bennett. There was a foul just before the penalty as well that Bennett gave away, and then Cody giving away the penalty as well. But I think that's where Jesus is going to come in and strengthen that area of the pitch. Aside from that, midfield, I think we won, and I think that was an area that I highlighted on the 77 Club podcast, that there's some question marks over Pogba. McTominay's very young. We've got the experience of Moutinho and the quality of Neves. And Dendoncker, I think, is growing and growing and growing and looking better and better. And I really, really like Dendoncker, and I think he's going to be a huge part of the season this season. But the game changed on a substitute, and somebody who has divided so much opinion over the last year since he's been a Wolves player. But Adama Traore came on and really grabbed his game by the scruff of the neck and gave Luke Shaw nightmares. He won't be able to stop thinking about Traore for the rest of the evening. But I think I don't know whether it's a coincidence or whether there's any more to read into it, but Traore played better in the second half against Punic when he was on the side that Nuno was on. Same happened again tonight with him down that right hand side with Nuno constantly in his ear, but he looked really threatening. He was able to get past he needs to get past the fullback and pull the ball across every single time. And I think there was a few times where he was cutting inside and trying to shot with his left foot or trying to do something with his left foot. But we saw with the shot that he did against Punic from in front of the goal that went out for a throw-in, that's not his greatest asset. So it's weaker fullbacks. I think he should just be going to the byline and a ball across, byline, ball across. Whereas against the better fullbacks, which I think Luke Shaw comes into that category, I think you do have to vary it a little bit, otherwise it becomes too predictable and too easy. But there's a couple of balls that he put in. He whipped one across to Johnny on the back post, which for a header, which is a little bit too far out. And but he's shown that his delivery is improving, is getting better. So hopefully that will continue, and he can become a better player. We've seen a lot more of him than we have of Doherty in this early part of the season. Doherty went off a little bit jaded, a little bit like he'd picked up a bit of a knock perhaps at half-time. Hopefully he'll be okay. Perhaps Traore might play in Turin on the week on Thursday. We'll wait and see. I think Neves took his goal very, very well. It took him a long time. I'm not even sure if he did score a goal from open play last season at all in the league. I know he did against Liverpool in the FA Cup, but it was good. We took it well. He had to be very, very quick with his feet. Then, of course, there was the farce with VAR again. And it's only now, so about half an hour, 40 minutes after the game is finished, I've heard on the radio why the check happened. And we've paid £30, £35, £40 or whatever it is to be in the ground and experience that. And it's taken us until 40 minutes after the game to find out what was being checked at that point. That's the problem that I've got with VAR. It's a fantastic goal. Initially, when I saw the replay, I was thinking, right, I need to look at this now and think what could possibly be wrong with it. And I thought I think it was Jimenez or Jota was standing in front of De Gea. And I thought that that was the offside that they were looking at. And he was clearly offside, and they were judging whether or not he was impeding De Gea's view of the ball. But in fact, it was a ball that was played out to somebody else, I think to Traore possibly, that eventually led to the goal that they were checking whether that was offside. I don't know. I've said my piece about VAR last week. It didn't, thankfully, it didn't go against us today. But as well, the United fans were chanted against it when they were given their penalty and they were checking that. So it's not very popular amongst everybody, we know that, but it's something we're going to have to live with for the season. And then just to finish off with the penalty save from Patricio, I think more so it was a poor penalty by Pogba, if we're honest. There's talk on the radio now about him changing from placement to power or what have you. But I think that it was a strong hand. He did well to parry it away from any sort of danger as well. And it was a match-defining moment as well. It won us the point ultimately. It was poor defending, I think, to stick a lazy leg out at Pogba and let him go over it. It was a definite penalty, there's no question about that. But thankfully, Patricio got us out of jail. And I think he's showing that he's growing into the Premier League. He didn't have a lot to do. I think we defended pretty well apart from that moment. He didn't have any crosses to come and collect or anything like that. His kicking was pretty poor though in the second half. But I think we can forgive that for the fantastic save that he made from the penalty spot. But anyway, that's enough from me today. I'll be in Turin from Wednesday onwards. Let me know if you want me to do some sort of travel Dazzling Dave vlog. Drop a like on the video as well. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in Italy. Bye-bye.